Hey everyone, today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Mafex Deadpool knockoff. Marvel is celebrating April Fool's Day, or as they're calling it, April Pool's Day, so I figured I would follow suit with the knockoff Mafex. This is the knockoff Mafex Deadpool based off of Guhuri? I'm sorry, I can't say their name. This is based off of, I think, the first Mafex design that they did a couple years ago. And I don't normally pick up a ton of bootlegs. It's something I don't do a lot. I think I have 3 or 4 in the collection. But the reason I picked this guy up is because Mafex has not reissued the Deadpool, as far as I know. Of course, they did end up doing the X-Force version, which looks great. I hope they do it in red at some point. But I don't see the point in spending $250 to $300 on an action figure that is out of print or out of production. So there we have this guy to fill the void. As you can see, knockoff Deadpool does come with his 2 katanas, and his back piece is a separate piece. It just maybe it's not. It's been a while since I messed with him. Yeah, it just pops off like so. This is my first and so far only Mafex knockoff. However, I know CT Toys has become very popular with collectors, and you know, if they end up doing a Captain America or Daredevil, I could see myself possibly getting him. But the reason, once again, the reason I picked this up is because the original, the official one is so far out of reach for the price point. But as my first, actually probably my first ever bootleg, I've had this guy for a couple years now. He's really well done. I was really surprised with the quality of him from top to bottom. Now, he ain't perfect, but we're going to get into that. We don't have the official one to go over, so we're going to go ahead and put him next to the Marvel Legends Deadpool. Maybe. There he is next to the Legend. Let's go ahead and put him next to the Legend Wolverine. So not too shabby. The height difference, I think, does still work very well with old Logan. Let's see. Just because I have him close, let's go ahead and swap out Wolverine for Shazam. Man, McFarlane just does big figgies. The sculpt of the figure is, of course, based on the Mafex. I believe they just copied the tooling, which everything looks really good. I love this version. I love the way that the artist draws Deadpool. I love the expression on the head with the one eye, one big eye, one little eye. I can't get him to stand now. He's just pretty cool. Whenever I got him in hand for the first time, I think I paid $25 for this on AliExpress. I was pleasantly surprised just by the overall feeling. Of course, it doesn't feel authentic, but it feels, still has good hand feeling. Still has good hand feeling on it. As for accessories, Deadpool does have his katanas, which do fit very loosely in his hands. I said that, now that one doesn't want to come out. He does have his back scabbard piece, which is a separate piece, just pops off there. Because this is a bootleg of an import company, he does have these because they don't know how to make swords that go into the sheath for some reason. I don't know if it's a plastic saving thing. That'll be the one thing I will die on the hill for. Looks pretty good. He has 2 extra heads. One kind of vanilla head and one squinting head. And this is one of those things that with bootlegs, I don't know if I'd ever buy a figure. I don't know. I did say Captain America. I don't know if I'd buy a figure that has a actual face sculpt, because I think bootlegs are super hit and miss with those. But anything with a mask, I wouldn't mind messing with. And he has his belt buckle. Something just fell. His belt buckle is removable, and you can get a red one on there instead. Does he have another one? No. So he has 2 swappable belt buckles, And then he comes with all kinds of hands, which I will go through here in a sec to show you guys. One interesting thing about this Deadpool figure is that he did not come with guns of any kind, but he does have gun holding hands. So, using the Legends Deadpool, which, by the way, this figure is over a decade old, and I still absolutely love it. I am ready for a potential Maximum Deadpool. I think that was rumored at one point. Maximum Deadpool, and I want him to have the drip. Basically, I want this just on a new updated body. That's kind of what I want. That's my version of Deadpool. Alright, so we have the gun. We have the hand. Can he fit? Oh, yes, he can. So it will stretch the hand out a little bit. Revoltech has guns now, so it'll probably fit better in those. But if you do want a sharpshooting Deadpool, you can do that if you have the extra guns available. One thing I do not like about the extra hands, not all of them, but some of them, don't let it fit on the peg. And that peg is very loose. Very loose. I had to Dremel out his katana holding hands to get them. Once again, this is a bootleg, so $25, and I put a little bit of work into it. I had to Dremel out his katana holding hands for him to actually get them for those to actually land on the peg, and I can't get these on there. Another thing about Deadpool here, old knockoff Deadpool, is that I'll go ahead and take that off. See if so whenever you try to head swap him, the neck likes to come with it, which is not normal. I've had that with the Hush Batman as well. And we're going to see, I've had trouble getting these heads on before. Let's go ahead and do we want the vanilla head? Do we want that one? Now let's do we're going to take the vanilla head, try to pop it on. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Oh. Where's his Adam's apple? There it is. It takes a lot of pressure sometimes to get this head on, which is why I kind of leave the goofy head on most of the time. Yeah, that's not one to go on. Yeah, I'm doing this off camera. I'd have to Dremel that out to get it on better. But that's okay. I really like the expression on this one. Come on. Well, now I'm having there it is. That pop. There's that pop. Go ahead and get that. Boop. We're back. We're back with Deadpool. Woo, Deadpool, Captain Deadpool. Of course, this Deadpool is based off a older Mafex, but let's go ahead and see how he moves on, girl. Alright, you did see when I took the head off, he does have an independent neck piece, so you get a lot of good movement. A lot of personality. Come on, focus. Back pretty well. Down, not great. Shoulders, good butterflies. Nice out. Pinless double jointed. Hands are on peg and ball joint. Great torso, upper and lower. We're getting a lot of movement there. Does get gappy though. Drop down hip. The pouches are in the way. They do move up, so you do get some extra right there. Knee joint only goes to there. Foot is where you're most limited. You're not getting a ton of movement, but he does have ankle pivot and toe articulation. Now, one of these, it's the left foot. Left foot likes to pop off on mine. Once again, I don't have the original to compare. There it is. It's right back on. But for $25, I can kind of live with some of these problems. Dun, dun, dun. April Fool's Day. And once again, this is just one of those figures that just has a lot of personality. And I wish, in hindsight, I wish I was collecting Mafex back when this guy first came out, because I would love to have the official release. But not for $200 or $300. And that is just a quick overview of the knockoff Deadpool. This guy has been available for the last couple of years on AliExpress. For $25, he's great. Yes, is the paint perfect? No. Is the articulation perfect? Actually, the articulation is pretty good. Is the paint perfect? No. Is the joint tolerancy? Are the hands good on him? There's gonna be, pros and cons to this guy, but once again, I think with some AliExpress deals, you can get him for like $20, $25. And when the original figure is, every bit of $250, $300, he is a solid stand-in until they either give me a new one or reissue the old one. Really enjoyed this guy. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming and checking me out on April Fool's Day. And hopefully I'll have some more figures to talk about here soon. Probably a couple more Sword for Hire videos soon. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.